Hello, everyone. We're the Montclair FOPP. I'm Andrew.
I'm Brent.
I'm
I'm
Owen.
Andrew.
So, let's go around and say what games we've been playing this week, because, we're totally not a Pokemon-based channel.
Well, no. I've actually been getting back into RuneScape recently, which is actually fun. I've missed it. I forgot how addicting and awesome it was, and it's actually getting a whole lot better. So, yeah, and everyone says it's ruined forever, but I say, suck it, you guys are twerps, and also I just started playing Bastion tonight, which is, I've played it for like all of 3 minutes, and I love every bit of it already.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yes.
If you don't know, go fucking buy Bastion, because it is the best thing ever, and I don't care how much money you have to spend. Also, get the soundtrack. It is so worth it to get the soundtrack. If you listen to the music, it is basically the best music of the year, in my opinion.
I would not argue with you there.
Because I can't really explain Bastion. Really, it's a simple game, but there's just so much brilliance to it that you have to play it.
I love the narrator.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually tried to explain it, and there's no way you can convince somebody to buy it, other than just say, go buy this game, you're going to love it, I don't care who you are. Go buy it. I've played most of it. I just can't find the time to finish it, unfortunately, because I do have other stuff to do with my life. I actually have played a good chunk of it, though.
Yeah, so Bastion, Team Fortress, obviously, because it's Team Fortress. Also StarCraft, and Owen, I've actually been building up a meme Protoss, so it looks like we're set at you being Zerg, Brent being Terran, and me being Protoss, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, good. As long as you decided on a race. We'll definitely have to have some great StarCraft 2 videos. They're going to love them. Has there been anything else you've been playing? I mean, besides the obvious Minecraft, and, I think that's the only other obvious one that you've probably been playing.
A bit, yeah. Mostly I've been, experimenting with, surviving in caves without, even bothering to collect resources, and I've actually gotten fairly far.
Yeah.
It's like, just punch a couple trees, then find a hole and start running. I actually almost got a couple of music discs in this one world, within 10 minutes of starting, but then I fell into, this pit of lava that I hadn't noticed, and this was, in, the really higher tiers of caveness. It's just because I ended up deleting the world, but it was cool. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah. I've actually been playing around with some buildings before I left. I've gotten pretty good with building. Haha.
Now, let's not neglect Brent, but I should also just say I got a job yesterday.
What? So, Brent, what have you been playing this week? I'm actually interested to know.
Let's see. There's an update for Pokemon Online because of all the Black and White 2 forums. I gave that a shot. I played League of Legends again today for maybe half an hour with my cousin's friends, and
You think we get some of them online to help us out with League of Legends when we do a video series on it?
Oh, absolutely.
Because we really do need some semi-experienced people before we fail.
And the last thing I played is up to the Team Rocket base in Pokemon Crystal.
That's recent. I find... you said you were playing LOL, Brent, and then you went on to say something else.
I said
Crystal, and you were done?
I said LOL, Crystal, and, yeah.
Wait, LOL was in League of Legends. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously. Okay. So we don't have any other good stories to tell, I'm guessing.
Well, my only story from League of Legends is that the same thing happens despite the best of my ability. I walk over to where the bad guys are, and then I kill a few of them, and then I die. Then I respawn, and then the process repeats itself for half an hour, while all my companions seem to be doing something with their lives, and I feel very unfulfilled.
God, why aren't you last hitting, Brent? Don't you know?
See, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, see, I don't like LOL that much. I think it's hilarious to, like, I think it's a great idea for people to play it who don't know it and record it. Like, please do. Do it with good, if you ever had good equipment and you were funny, which not a lot of people are on YouTube. Then again, we're in the popular crowd, of course. And we can say those things without getting hate. Yeah, it's as a game. I just don't see the appeal of it. It's like StarCraft 2 if it weren't fun. And trust me, Andrew, if you haven't played it, you'll understand what you do.
Wait, what?
League of Legends. But yeah, that's basically my opinion of League of Legends. I don't think it's a very good game. I can understand how people would. I think Dota 2 might be more up my alley because it's a better... I just like the idea of a more original game. Plus, it's going to be made by Valve, so I can't really argue. I think Valve is going to bring something good to the table, as they usually do. Which brings me back. Actually, we were having a great conversation about this before. And although I don't like Counter-Strike stores like that much, I think it has some serious problems. And I mean big problems, people. I don't know if the Steam sale ended, but if it has, I really don't recommend buying it. It's not a very good purchase right now. When it was on sale for like $6, it was a great purchase because even if you play it for like 30 minutes, which I have, you're getting your money's worth, really. But for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, new game coming out, $15 on all systems. That is really good for me. I know at least. It's really affordable, which I like. And it looks pretty good in terms of graphical quality, which is something I don't really care that much about. It looks promising. I'm worried. I'm very worried for my own sake. I think a lot of people... they're not going to be able to please everybody. Counter-Strike has become not nearly as big of a franchise as it should have, or as it could have, because it just didn't get the constant enough updates, which I'm fine with. I think Valve is good enough to keep up with the times. I mean, look at Team Fortress 2, and then look back to me, and then look at Team Fortress 2, and look back to me, and look at Team Fortress 2. Now there's a Meet the Pyro, and everybody's happy. And you can't really hate the Pyro. Lol, you can. But I would actually like to kind of hear your opinion, Andrew, and Brent. I'm not sure how many FPSs you've played. But
I'm gonna go with a Call of Duty at friend's house. So no, I'm not the authority.
So I'd be willing to know after Andrew if you'd be if you're considering picking it up. It's once again $15, not really a bad thing on all systems. That's really more for the folks at home. Go buy it. For me, my main problem with Counter-Strike Source was, first of all, no instant respawn until end of round, and I can tell you that's a good game mode, but it's not nearly good enough in terms of a whole game. I can understand the strategical part about it, but for a new player, it is just aggravating as fuck to go into a server like, oh, what is this? Oh, I have to wait till the round ends. And I'm not kidding you here. Depending on the map, these rounds can last a while, and so it's better to start up a YouTube video and just start watching it and playing on the side, really. Also, Counter-Strike Source has gotten old enough to the point where a lot of mods are just fully accepted, and a lot of the servers you're going to find with people still on it have weird mods. And also, you have to search for a while to find a server with no bots. I have, yeah. And I just don't find it to be all that fun of a game. It doesn't have the right elements. And I'm a decently big Call of Duty fan in terms of it being like an okay FPS and basically the groundwork for any FPS. And I think Counter-Strike Source became kind of before the main series of Call of Duty. I kind of separate Call of Duty into a few parts, where Call of Duty before it got really big and the same thing every time, and kind of just became a multiplayer game and with a kind of shitty single player a lot of the time. And Call of Duty afterwards. And, the new Call of Duty kind of sets the standard for most FPSs. This is why I should have tea with me.
Yes.
That's what we'll do next time. I need beverages. Need beverages. We might have to take a break in a minute or two. Real quick.
Honestly, it's 2 o'clock.
Then we should just keep going and be stupid.
I'd say 2:15. We say let's stop because I have job training today.
Okay. Right, it's the morning where you guys are. Forgot.
Also, for the past couple of days, I've been up till like 4, and I want to break that.
Okay. I see you're breaking it now that we're recording. But,
No, I mean, I don't want to go past it. I want to stop it.
And also Counter-Strike has one of the biggest problems, the same problem as what is it called? Team Fortress Classic, which is grenades are the only way you're going to be good at the game, and really, there's one setup that everybody uses. I disagree with you. Grenades are... Yes, they are essential. If you've ever played on a server, you'll know how much it's basically grenade spam central. Then once all the grenades are emptied, then you actually get into some gameplay.
You're thinking more of Counter-Strike 1.6.
No, I'm not. Go on Counter-Strike Source and watch the grenades fly. It's unavoidable, honestly. As much as I love to say, yeah, this is not, grenades aren't a problem, they are. And it was just this, no matter what, and I'm not saying, this, probably in comparison to a lot of other games where this is a problem, it's not a big problem. But in comparison to modern FPS gaming, where grenades are very, they're used not that much, this is kind of a big, way other side for a lot of modern gamers, and that's why I'm hoping, and I know for a fact that there's going to be more game modes in Global Offensive, and it looks to be a really good game. And I think that's undeniable. I think they can pull it off. I'm a little worried that I might not get my money's worth, but it's $15, so I can't really argue with them.
Source or Global?
Global Offensive is going to be $15 on launch.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I know. It's really cheap.
I'm definitely going to have to get something.
Well, I'll get it. I mean, I think it's going to be a really fun FPS. If it gets the idea of having a fun gameplay, having a fun yet somewhat challenging gameplay down, I think it's very possible for them. I think Counter-Strike Source isn't the best way to look at it, because look at Team Fortress 2. I know it might not be a big update from, big change like that, but they definitely know how to modernize their games, while at the same time keeping that Valve, little hint of Valve pixie dust, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to hear your opinion on this, Andrew.
I don't know, I mean, I actually wasn't really into Counter-Strike much.
Yeah, but I know you've been playing it recently, and you seem to have different opinions from me.
Yeah,
Andrew, I know you're tired, but without you, Owen will easily win this one-sided argument and gun Counter-Strike, or criticize it.
Well, Counter-Strike Source, no qualms whatsoever about gunning on Counter-Strike 1.6, because really it's based off of Half-Life 1, and it's just not fun to play, at least for me.
Yeah. It's a very old game.
Global Offensive, on the other hand, I'm willing to wait on it and play it objectively, because I'm not a complete Counter-Strike fanboy. Counter-Strike Source I really like, because I play it with my friends in
FMC.
the Mod Central. Yeah, and we have a blast. We have we run it with bots, but usually we have enough players that there's only a couple of bots in the game, and we also usually tend to use Slay to get rid of the bots at the beginning of the match anyway. So.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Most of the servers, if you've seen most of the servers you find right now, it's just because it's an old game. They're all modded out, and so when you're playing Counter-Strike Source, you're really just not playing Counter-Strike Source anymore. You're playing it with mods. which is not a bad thing. Mods are a really good thing for a lot of games, but you're just missing that original experience where Valve stopped patching.
Yeah.
But that's my expectation for Global Offensive, really.
I know I'll probably get crucified for criticizing 1.6, but I mean, like, I'm just saying exactly how it feels to me. Like, there are some purists who want to take anything else as Counter-Strike, but like, it's just, you know, I don't like 1.6, and like Source actually is what really got me into playing Counter-Strike, actually.
Yeah, I
So
mean...
I don't plus, like, it's really an enjoyable game.
It's definitely not going to be the next competitive... I think they really need to realize before they, finish the game, it's not going to be the next competitive FPS. There's just no way. There's many other games specifically geared towards being the next competitive FPS. We should also let the audience know, if you didn't already tell, we're pretty homebrew right now. We don't have great equipment. But yeah, Tribes Ascend, another game I'd love to talk about, but I haven't played. And you didn't mention it, Andrew. You played it this week. I'm sure you did.
Oh yeah, well, not so much this week, but a lot last week.
Yeah. How are you enjoying it so far?
I like it a lot. I actually just noticed today it's now on Steam.
I know.
Which passed across to me, but in that sort of good way, like, oh snap, yes.
Yeah. I'm actually probably gonna buy the starter pack, even though it's not really advantageous for me because I've played for a while, and I've gotten a lot of XP and gold and whatnot. I'm a cheap bastard and paid a little bit. So actually paying a little bit more to get that 50% lifetime XP bonus is really, really, really worth it, in my opinion, at least.
Mm.
Plus, I really don't know why they did this, but you get the thrust pack and the light assault rifle, two valuable weapons for any Pathfinder immediately. So you're basically set up in terms of pathfinding.
Yeah. I'm actually doing like pretty well as Pathfinder though.
Yeah. There's something else we had to do quickly. Black and White 2. Okay, so the game's released in Japan.
Yes, and I got them from.
Did anyone actually? Of course, I should get a little bit of a exception, fans, of which we have none, for not being home. So I kind of really couldn't pay attention to all these release no's. The only hint I got was, hey, look at all these fucking videos, all these fucking Let's Plays, because, we're holes. We want to fill up your inbox with all of these videos of Let's Plays of Black and White 2. I really don't care. From what I've seen a little bit of, it looks okay. I haven't really watched much. I'm going to have I'm just going to be happy with when I get it, which is going to be like, when it releases in America. I don't know. I haven't seen any reviews of it, which I usually don't trust anyway. So if any of you have anything to say about it, like expectations, if that were fulfilled, letdowns.
I guess this is the only chance I have to talk all video, so I'll say I have watched every single World Tournament video in all of their forms, and I must say, to some extent, I am excited for the World Tournament Rebirth feature, which allows you to rematch literally every trainer, every gym leader or champion or trainer of somewhat value in the Pokemon world. So I'm actually quite excited for that.
Awesome. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. There's going to be some changes in terms of levels in Pokemon from Japanese to English.
Yeah.
They don't trust us.
Right now, before they fuck it up somehow, things look fine.
Yeah, I mean, my only qualm with it is that people are obsessing a little too much over it, and I'm not as excited just because it looks okay. It looks good from what I've seen, and that's not much. But it doesn't look like the Pokemon anybody specifically wanted. I can be very wrong. In fact, there's a good chance I'll be wrong, and it could be because, Black and White was very geared towards the new player. And I'm not sure what Black and White 2 is going to be geared towards.
What are you talking about? Excuse me. Black and White 2 is clearly geared towards the older generation by giving them the opportunity to have nostalgia by fighting all of their childhood opponents. I mean, you could literally catch...
That's a very small part of the game. I'm saying the whole main story. Yes.
Well, yes, but the main story is basically... I don't know. I haven't actually watched the videos. It looks like Team Plasma's back or something stupid. But the point is... You can catch you catch tons of Pokemon from the last couple gens. In my opinion, Black and White 2 is Pokemon basically admitting, oh darn, we've messed up. It's time to just give the fans what they want, which is the last Pokemon, not these crummy new ones.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they do something with the Dream World abilities, which I haven't seen yet, please.
They're not doing anything with the Dream World abilities. It's time for us to give up. The Dream World will exist. It'll be just as bad, and I'm gonna ignore it. I don't need a Poison Heal Gliscor. I don't need a Drought Ninetales. I'm gonna live. Well, that's good for you. I'm gonna live my life without them and enjoy rematching Red and Blue and Cynthia and Wallace and Winona, and I could go down a long list, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'll enjoy it, but then it's gonna get old.
I
have to depend on more than just that.
I don't deny it'll get old, but I'll beat the main story just to get to the rebirth mode. I'll beat all the gym leaders at least once, and then if I'm done with the game, if I'm happy for at least like 10, 15, maybe a couple hours, good enough. I can't expect much more from Pokemon anymore.
I will do my Pokemon activity on this.
Alright, well, I think you're actually almost right, Brent. I do enjoy the competitive game, and that's where Pokemon Online comes in mostly, because that's where I find the most fun. And I don't really get as much of an enjoyment as I used to out of actually assembling a competitive team, because it used to be fun, and now it's like more of a drag because it's all Dream World abilities all the time. So frankly, I'm almost considering waiting this one out. I'm gonna play the game, of course. And I'm going to play competitive, and and the fans will get their videos, of course. We're not going to get to Gen 5 anytime soon, so...
What we should just do? Wait. What we should have just done? We should have just started on Gen 5 and had a whole torrent of hatred and anger.
We've already said this. We'll get through Gen 1 one day. We have one fucking video.
It's 2 a.m. I have the right to be derpy and weird. Okay?
Okay.
All I ever wanted was to gun Pokemon like Vanillux, but no, I have to wait a year to get my wish.
There's gotta be other derpy Pokemon in the earlier generations that you're gonna hate.
No,
but
every
it's not my fault.
Pokemon in the earlier generations, even Dunsparce. I don't even like Dunsparce, but I wouldn't gun it as much as Vanillux. Dunsparce can't do anything or benefit society in any way. In fact, Vanillux is actually a better Pokemon. But if I just save one on the edge of a cliff, I'd be hugging that sick, weird thing rather than eat ice cream. What is a Dunsparce? I don't know what a Dunsparce is, to be honest. I think it's the land snake Pokemon. But if you want my opinion, it's probably one of the most garbage Pokemon in the second gen, and I'd still prefer it any day of the week to Vanillux.
It looks like it should have an evolution.
Oh, Dunsparce sure could get an evolution. Farfetch should get an evolution. Torkoal should get an evolution.
Alright, first of all, Torkoal looks like it get a pre-evolution, not really an evolution.
Well, no, look at it this way. Torkoal has really good defense, so yes, it could get a pre-evolution. But if it's so much better as a wall.
I'm not looking in terms of stats, I'm almost just looking in terms of appearance. If we're looking in stats, there's so many Pokemon that should be getting evolutions and pre-evolutions, but In terms of, like, just looks, Farfetch'd doesn't really look like it could have it doesn't have that signature, I need an evolution look.
What are you talking about? That was our whole argument when we reviewed Farfetch'd. Pardon me for anyone who, if this review doesn't exist yet, it will be. But I thought one of the main arguments was that Farfetch'd should have evolved. Now you've gone and changed your opinion.
No, in terms of stats, it definitely should have. In terms of everything except for, it really should have had an evolution. But it's not that step where it's like, oh, come on, guys. Where Dunsparce is. Because with Farfetch'd, you could almost see, like, it definitely should have had an evolution, but they weren't gearing it towards having an evolution. With Dunsparce, there was no way they weren't gearing it towards having an evolution, and they didn't just give up or something.
Alright, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Dunsparce should, totally could, but didn't. Alright.
Yeah. And I think there's just two classes to it, to getting evolutions and pre-evolutions. There's one where it's like, it really should have, and there's one where it's like, wait,
it needs it.
It really, like, there's...
No, I see what you're trying to say.
It has to have something floating around out there.
No. Here's what you should know. Farfetch'd needs an evolution because it's so incredibly weak. Dunsparce deserves an evolution because it feels like an unfinished concept.
That is perfect.
There you go.
There we go. That's an interesting conversation.
There we go. So
we can't have conversation.
Does this mean you're tapping out?
No. Wait.
All right.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm not like...
Well, time to tell this guy I've been chatting with that I won the conversation. I won the conversation. These tapping out.
I mean, yeah, I can't... You really hit, like, the nail on the head there, so...
Well, you kept me waiting. You just left me there for, like, 10, 15 minutes. It's like, they're talking about Team Fortress 2 or Counter-Strike or something. All I can do now is just sit around and seethe and rage up towards Vanillux, which is what I generally do when I get mad.
I mean...
So, yeah.
I shall remind you guys that... Okay, so I feel like we're definitely wrapping up the show right now. First of all, for those of you who are watching, I'm sorry if a lot of this news is outdated. You have to remember these things take time to edit. Second of all, to all artists who actually managed to get through this video, Wecan has art. Please email us at the Federation of Pokemon Players at gmail.com with the subject line art. And maybe show us some of the stuff you've already done, and because we kind of do need artists, because we can't. I can speak for myself. I can't really speak for everybody when I say I really can't draw well.
Yeah, I composite, but I do not draw.
I refuse this. I can draw, just not at it well enough.
Exactly. We can't do it. And we'll definitely work something out.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. You give us art, we will promote you. There we go. The circle of life.
So yeah, definitely please, if you manage to check this out, if you're a fan, go ahead, please. The same goes to any animation people who you can do really good animations, and if you like our stuff, we will definitely promote you. We really need a good animation person, because
just in general, awesome people who
but specifically for like animation people, just same email, but and the email will be in the description, obviously, but with the subject line animation. And okay, so yeah, for those two people, you guys would be awesome. Any people who are semi-popular, we'd love to have you on the show. We're going to be doing more of these, of course. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to please subscribe if you did like it. We need them. Definitely like the video if you really liked it. Remember to tell all your friends about us because we are awesome. And favorite this video, of course. And leave a comment. Maybe putting your idea... yes. Great, good comic idea for today, and this will also be in the description. Yay, if you can't understand me for some reason. What do you think the evolution of Dunsparce would look like? which I guess we can leave now talking about. For me, I think it has to have some kind of wings. I almost imagine it as like a Beedrill Butterfree, Butterfree hybrid.
Yes, honestly, to me, it's always struck me as a sort of like a silkworm.
Yeah, definitely. Like almost Dustox.
Give me a second. I gotta look at this ugly mug again. Oh, jeez. You know, let's see, what is this thing supposed to be again? I gotta look around. The land snake Pokemon? I don't agree with you guys. It's like it wants to be a bug. In fact, I remember the episode in the Pokemon show where Ash and his friends were in Johto, and this kid's like, I have a Dunsparce. I'm like, screw your Dunsparce. We only like Caterpie. And then the Dunsparce overcame adversity and, like, defeated the Caterpie in battle or something. And
that's racist, man. That's racist.
How's
because life lessons from Pokemon.
Okay, so like to get to my point, I feel like Dunsparce as a snake should try to be a snake and not a bug. So maybe
snake.
Yes, it needs to get.
Stop being psychic, Owen.
It needs to sneak around in a box, and it needs to like ditch its wings. Yeah, I'm for ditching even being like a winged serpent because that could be cool, or ditching its wings to be more Arbok-ish.
Oh yeah, winged serpent would be awesome. All right, well, let's leave the fans up to decide some cool ones, and maybe next episode we'll feature your idea and, promote you, because, we're shameless.
Can we just not have a Dunsparce review and just remember this? I mean,
I wish, Brent, I wish, but we can't.
Basically, everyone, what we're saying is we want friends.
Oh, Andrew. You see, when I get sleep-deprived, I turn crazy and randomly witty. When Andrew gets sleep-deprived, he slowly dies.
Yeah. No.
Depends on the type of sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
What I'm doing all the time.
Andrew's dying. Good night, folks.
We love you.
Bye.